Boy, have I missed you guys. It's good to be together like this. This is as together as it gets um, for now. And I miss this. I miss the talking stick. Oh, it's backwards. Sorry, guys. I didn't fix this one. But anyway, I miss the talking stick because I got to hear about your guys' week and what was coming up the next week. And it was one of my favorite parts of us getting together every Sunday. So I look forward to sharing the talking stick with you guys another day. Feel free to email me or text me and share what you would share on your talking stick. I'd love to hear what's going on. Um, anyway, we'll look forward to the talking stick hopefully soon. Guess what we're talking about today? We're talking about Jesus, right? Yes, I hear you, Maggie. I hear you, man. Aaron. Yeah, I hear you guys. We talk about Jesus every Sunday, right? Because we want to get to know him. We can't be like somebody that we don't know. So, in order to be like Jesus, we got to learn about him, get to know him. So, that's what we're doing today. Today, I'm going to tell you a little bit about myself. Um, when my mom was pregnant with me, she was watching one of her favorite TV shows. And at the end of the TV show, the credits started to run, and she noticed the name Marla. And she decided at that point that she was going to name her baby Marla if it was a girl. And ta-da, here I am. My name is Marla. So now you know a little bit about me, a little bit about my name. And I bet you may have a story about your name as well. And maybe where you got it or why you were named that. I was named after a credit on a TV show, but that's cool. I like my name. And you know what? God knew my name before I was born. He knew my mom was going to pick that name. And he knew your name before you were born, and he knew all about you. And the cool thing is, we get to know him too. He has made opportunities in different ways for us to get to know him through praying, through worship, through reading, studying his word, just like we are right now. And today in our Bible study, we're going to learn about sheep and shepherds, and God uses them in a story to kind of relate how he knows us and how we know him, and we recognize each other's voice and learn about each other just like a sheep does his shepherd and vice versa. So the sheep, if you didn't know, were like one of the first domesticated animals in the world, but they're still wild ones. And that's going to take us to our worship song here that is about God being wild about us, even though we're not wild animals. Um, so let me minimize this. And this song has some actions. So if you guys want to do them, that would be great. I'm going to try to do them. Please don't laugh. And I'll talk to you again after this song. So hope you enjoy it. Okay, it's a little slow. Sorry, I'm new at this, guys. Hopefully it'll get better. Here we go. Oh, here we go.
He's wild, he's wild. God is wild about us. He's wild, he's wild. God is wild about us. It's so amazing to think about God's love. The God of creation is looking out for us. He knows us.
awesome, guys. That was fun. I hope you enjoyed it. Did you try to do the actions? Oh, I guess I wasn't very good at them, but I'm glad I tried. Hope you didn't laugh too hard at me. Anyway, so back to our lesson. Sheep and shepherds and how they know each other. You guys might not be that familiar with sheep, but you may be a little more familiar with your pets. If any of you have a pet, I have a pet. I have a dog. His name is Rizzo, and he's a good dog. Now Rizzo, because he knows me and I know him, he can pick me out in a room full of strangers, and I could pick him out as well in a room full of strange dogs. But anyway, I walk and jog with Rizzo almost every day. And when I put my shoes on, he knows like it's time to go. And he gets very, very excited. He knows all the usual commands like that the dogs know, sit, stay. But because we spend a lot of time together and doing certain things, he knows my voice and he knows my commands. When we go on our jogs, sometimes I can let him off the leash when I feel like it's safe and I won't get in trouble. And if he goes too far ahead, I can yell, wait, and he will wait for me to catch up to him. When there's a car coming, I can say up, and he knows to get up on the curb with me until the car passes. When there's a critter to chase or a pond to jump in, I can say or not today, Rizzo. And he understands not to chase after that critter or jump in that pond. Sometimes. Every now and then, I think the temptation is just too much and he has to chase or jump in the pond. He loves the water. It's hard for him to stay away. But I'm going to show us a quick video. Well, it's not that quick, but a video about some sheep to show us how a little bit of information, sorry guys, about sheep. And so we can know a little bit more about them. And it might help us with our study here. Learning about how Jesus relates to us being like sheep. So let me get this started. Hopefully as I do this, guys, I'll get better and better at it and it won't be so skippy and so much delay time. But enjoy this video.
Hey friends, welcome back to another episode of the Totally Kids Show.
Today, we're going to be hanging out and learning about some cute little guys that have been around for a long time.
They've been around for so long, they were there when Jesus was born.
Today, we're going to be learning about
Sheep. This is Jeff and Teresa. They own this ranch here. Thank you guys so much for having us.
You're welcome. We're glad you're here.
So tell us, what part of the ranch are we in right now?
Well, we're actually in one of our corrals where we keep our lambs. We have a group of ewe lambs. We have a group of ram lambs.
Sheep are amazing. There are over 1 billion sheep in the world and over 900 different species. Sheep are smart and can recognize their friends in a big herd and their shepherd. They come in all shapes, sizes, and colors. Adult males are called rams. Adult females are called ewes. Babies are called lambs. The breed here is Rambouillet.
Hey Gunnar, what do you call the quietest farm animal?
I don't know.
A sheep. So, how long have sheep been around?
Sheep have been around for thousands and thousands of years. I'm sure you've looked in the Bible and seen they were in Jesus' time. In fact, they're mentioned in the Bible 500 times.
That's a lot.
So I see you have a dog here. How does your dog help you with the sheep?
Well, our dog is a great help because he's a border collie, and border collies are born with the innate ability to herd sheep. So what we did is we taught him a few different commands, and he now goes out and helps us bring sheep in, put them in pens.
He is such a good help. He would rather work the sheep than eat or do anything else. Would you like to see him work?
Oh yeah, that'd be awesome.
All right, we'll go put him to work.
Walk up. Good job. Okay, easy, easy. Sit. Good boy.
So right now he's getting 5 sheep that we are going to weigh.
this guy in. All right. So he's in the scale.
So this sheep weighs 151 pounds. Hey, Bethany, what do you call a sheep that dances?
I don't know.
A ballerina.
That was a bad joke.
You got me there.
What we're going to do is we're going to take these wheelbarrows inside, scoop up some manure, put that on the pastures in the wintertime, so in the spring when we get rains and snow, we'll have fertilizer on the pasture and it'll grow real tall for them to eat.
So, what's the sheep's names?
Well, only a few of the sheep have names if they're very special. Like we have one sheep that is named Panda. We have another one that's called Roly Poly. The majority of them don't have any name at all. Now, we're going to bring the sheep out here because they like to come out in this pasture and eat the green grass.
Sheep eat grass and other pasture plants. They spend about 7 hours eating 2 to 4 pounds of food each day.
So we have some sheep wool here, and I would love to teach you how to spin it into yarn. Are you ready?
Yeah.
You're going to start pulling these fibers apart. Each one of these fibers is hollow like a straw. If you have a wool sweater on, it will keep you warm in the winter, and it will keep you cool, believe it or not, in the summer. You're going to start twisting. Twist, twist, twist. And if you gently pull, look at that. You've made yarn.
Thank you guys so much for showing us your awesome ranch.
It's been our pleasure. Hope you come back sometime.
We always love to have people come.
It was so fun. We'll see you next time.
On the Totally Kids Show.
Well, that was fun. Pretty interesting, wouldn't you say, guys? I thought so. I enjoyed it. Now we know a little bit more about sheep. And in Jesus' time, the sheep and the shepherds, they traveled around. And the shepherd would guide them along. They would look for pens at nighttime, big, big pens, to keep the sheep in while they slept. And sometimes there was more than one flock in there. Sometimes there were several flocks of sheep in one pen, all mixed together. And the shepherds would go find somewhere to sleep, and one of them would stay and be a watchman and making sure that no animals came to attack the sheep and to protect them. And in the next morning, the shepherds would come back to get their sheep, and they would simply call them, and the sheep would hear their shepherd's voice and be like, time to go. So they would go with their shepherd because they knew his voice. And if they didn't recognize his voice, they wouldn't go. They would just simply stay in the pen. And the flocks would separate in that way, just by listening to their voices. In John chapter 10, verses 2-5, Jesus says this: "The man who enters by the gate is the shepherd of his sheep. The watchman opens the gate for him, and the sheep listen to his voice. He calls his own sheep by name and leads them out. When he has brought out all his own, he goes on ahead of them, and his sheep follow him because they know his voice. But they will never follow a stranger. In fact, they will run away from him because they do not recognize a stranger's voice." So that might be a little bit confusing to you, like, what did he mean by that? And it was kind of confusing to the people at that time when Jesus told them that. But what he was saying was that he knows us and we get to know him just like sheep get to know their shepherd's voice. They don't know their voice as soon as they're born. It takes a little while for the for the sheep to recognize the shepherd's voice. But when they're little and they hear it continually, the shepherd speaking and calling them and following the example of the others around him, they figure it out and they start to understand, and that's his voice, and they start to be familiar with it. And the shepherd also becomes very familiar with the sheep. That's the same way with Jesus. He knows us better than a shepherd knows his sheep. And when we hear a voice that we don't recognize, we shouldn't follow it. It isn't a good voice to follow, especially once you recognize the voice of Jesus in our lives. And how do we recognize the voice of him? By learning about him like we are today and spending time with him. I have one other way to explain being familiar with something, and I hope it goes okay. I have a bit of barbecue sauce here, and I'm going to taste this barbecue sauce, and I'm going to try to guess what ingredients are in it. What ingredients am I familiar with that I can recognize in this barbecue sauce? So let's, that's a good barbecue sauce. Woo, little spicy, but it's good. Okay, so I made this little chart, guys, and excuse the handwriting. It's not the greatest. I had to write backwards, and I've never done that before. So this was my first attempt at that. So honey. I didn't really taste any honey in there. So I don't think I'm going to mark honey as being an ingredient. Vinegar? Ew. I don't know if you guys have ever tasted vinegar. It is not a good taste. I don't think there's going to be any vinegar in there. Chocolate. I wish there was chocolate because I love chocolate. Brown sugar. Yes, I think there was brown sugar in there because it was sweet. Or it could have been honey. Oh, I'm going to mark both because I think it had brown sugar, maybe honey, because there was a little sweetness to that. What else do I have? Apple. I didn't taste any apples. Ketchup. I don't think I tasted any ketchup in there. It didn't taste like ketchup to me. It kind of looked like ketchup, but it didn't taste like ketchup. Apple. Oh, I already did apple. Peppers, yes, indeed. There was something spicy in there. It had to be peppers. That's the only thing I can think of. And peanut butter, I love peanut butter, but I did not taste any peanut butter in there. So now I'm going to see how we did here, or I did. Honey. Is there honey in here? Yay! There was honey in there. Chocolate? Nope. Let's see here. Ketchup. Oh, yikes. There was ketchup in there. Okay, well, now we know. Ketchup in barbecue sauce. Peanut butter. No, we kind of knew that. Vinegar. Uh-oh. Yeah, there was vinegar in there. Vinegar, not good alone, but obviously good in other things. Brown sugar. Let's see. Ooh, yay! Got another one right. There was brown sugar. Apples. Oh, good. No apples. Peppers. Yes, peppers. So we were kind of familiar. Some of the ingredients surprised me, like vinegar. Maybe they surprised you too. I would be more familiar with this barbecue sauce if I had it more often, or if I made it like a chef. I'm thinking the chef that designed this knows all about the ingredients, and he knows everything in it. He could taste it and tell you all the ingredients because he's familiar with them. And God made us like the chef would have made this barbecue sauce. That's why he is so familiar with us. And we need to take the time to be familiar with him. And that's what my prayer is for you guys this week, that as you go through day to day, whatever it is you're doing at home, learning, school learning at home, doing activities with your family inside or outside, that you find a new way to get to know God, and that you take the time to do that. So I'm going to pray, and then we're going to be done for this week. And hopefully we can get together in this way next week. Okay, guys? I love you. So Lord, I just thank you. I thank you for these kiddos that came together today. And I just thank you for watching over them, Lord. And I just pray that you be with them as they go through this week, Lord. And that you protect their hearts, that you protect their bodies, their minds, and their family, Lord, that you just be encompassing them all, Lord, with your protection, God. And I just pray that you bring about a new way for them to get to know you this week, when they are praying, when they're reading, or just going about their everyday routine, that you just make yourself very real to them, Lord, and they experience you in a new way and get to know you in a new way, Lord. And we just thank you for the opportunities that you have given us to get to know you. And we look forward, God, to learning more about you next week. Amen. All right, guys, it was good to see you, but not really see you. I love you. Bye.